Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I would just like to say thank you to every Freya Skye fan who has ever subscribed here to this YouTube channel and saw something special in me from the very beginning. Many of the Freya Skye fans who have subscribed here to this YouTube channel have been with me from the very first video that I ever had the honor of creating about Freya Skye, sharing with you my insights and my predictions on Freya Skye's story, because I believed it was a very beautiful one that deserved to be told. And now tonight, we are celebrating the release of Freya Skye's first ever EP. It is called Stardust. It is available right now off FreyaSkye.com, and millions of people are downloading this and experiencing it tonight. And from wherever you may be hearing my voice or watching this video this evening, just know that my heart has forever and always been with you and will continue to remain with you as the one guy who says always something nice about Freya Skye in every video that I've ever uploaded. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are new here, welcome in. Of course, my name is Jonathan Clarke, and for those of you who have been with me from the very beginning, you know that I've always had a soft place in my heart for Freya Skye, and I will continue to have that soft place reserved for her for forever and always, because when it comes to having these conversations about Freya Skye, I can never seem to say enough nice things about her. Because I think there is a lot of prosperity to be seen by Freya Skye and a lot of wonderful things yet to be witnessed. And I'm just excited to be a part of that future, just like each and every one of you. Of course, all the singles from her EP Stardust have officially been released as of tonight. And they've gotten over 25,000 likes on every video that's ever been released from this EP. Songs like Why'd You Have to Call, Silent Treatment, Golden Boy, beautiful compilations by Freya Skye, some of the best music that I've ever heard. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan of Freya Skye, I'm saying that because that's what the reality is. That is beautiful music that such a young girl is writing, and the thing that we have to take time in appreciating is that she's so young, but yet she's writing such beautiful music. And I've taken something special away every single time that I've ever heard one of Freya Skye's songs. And I've always wanted to say something nice about every song that she's ever released. The thing is, people will always try to draw their own conclusions about who may have hurt Freya or what she may have been going through, but it's all about how she wants to relate to each and every one of you because of something you yourself may be experiencing, because we've all been ghosted, we've all felt hurt, we've all felt some form of pain at one point or another in our lifetime. Oftentimes we can never seem to make sense of what's happening around us, but it's because of beautiful music released by people like Freya that we're able to make sense of everything happening around us. And because of what Freya Skye has meant to each and every one of our lives, I would just like to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to Freya for releasing such relatable music and content that truly has left people in awe, left people breathless, and really left people feeling inspired. Because to be honest with each and every one of you, I have had the time of my life reviewing Freya Skye's content, and because I've had the time of my life, I would love to continue to be a part of Freya Skye's future, because she has so much beautiful things happening for her right now and still has so much left to experience in her own life. I would love to believe that 15 years from now or even 20 years from now, we'll be seeing Freya Skye sharing the Grammy Award-winning stage with some of the biggest names in the industry, because attending the Grammy Awards, like Kylie Control just recently did, is one way of looking at it, but having the chance to perform on the Grammy Award-winning stage is an entirely different experience in its own right. And with how beautiful of music Freya Skye is writing, I think she deserves the honor of performing on the Grammy Award-winning stage. And I will stand to that for forever and always, and I will continue to believe in Freya Skye, because you guys have got to know that I've got your back when it comes to all these critics that are going to express their reviews about Freya Skye and desperately try to tell you how they feel about her music, because there are people who are going to feel really out of place with these reviews that Freya Skye is going to be having put out about her within 24 hours of the release of this EP. The reason why this YouTube channel has become everybody's favorite YouTube channel of all time when it comes to Freya Skye videos and reviews is because I say something nice forever and always about Freya Skye. From the very first moment I saw one of her first ever music videos, it was called The Person I Thought I Knew. I thought it was beautifully collaborated. I thought it had a special message in the song within the lyrics, and I thought because there was a beautiful message found within the lyrics, it should have been celebrated. She was only 15 years old at the time, but she was writing such beautiful music, and I found time in appreciating that, just as I can find time in appreciating this new music that Freya Skye just released less than 24 hours ago. I got home today from shopping, and the first thing that I did was I saw Freya Skye videos popping up on my YouTube recommendation system, so usually what I would do is I would click on it. And when I clicked on the song Why'd You Have to Call, for the first time ever hearing it in audio quality, I was blown away by it because it had nothing to do with how Freya Skye may have been feeling. It was just about how she wanted to relate to each and every one of you because of something you may have been feeling. And I know this to be certain more than I ever had because I saw some of the reaction videos that you guys were uploading early on following the release of Silent Treatment back on December 2nd, 2025. And many of you were going through situations in your own life that you couldn't make sense of. I know because I saw it. And I want you guys to know that you're not alone. And because of music like this, you will make it through because the music may help you make sense of everything going on around you and let you know that everything was going to be okay. Nobody really has to perform a rocket science review of Freya Skye's music to understand what Freya Skye is trying to do. She is trying to allow herself to be a part of something special and to let each and every one of you know that whatever you may be going through, everything is going to be okay. What blows my mind about all these reviewers are they're saying, who may have hurt Freya Skye or what is Freya Skye going through? They can never seem to make sense of it. But if you actually sat back and put it into perspective, Freya Skye is just trying to relate to you because of something you may be going through. She is undeniably gorgeous, she is undeniably talented, and I have never felt more honored to create all these wonderful videos that I can only hope inspire just as many Freya Skye fans to find time in hitting my subscribe button. Every single night that I look out through that window at all these stars that are beautiful constellations, I've always wanted to leave behind a legacy. That's all I've ever wanted to be a part of. And I know now more than I ever had because of Freya Skye's fans, I will have the chance of leaving behind just that, a legacy that will never ever be forgotten for the content that I've contributed forever and always to the Descendants of Zombies franchises. It has everything to do with how I've always believed you guys have deserved way better reviews and deserve something special to be talked about in every conversation that we could have about Descendants of Zombies. Even with how big of a year 2025 was, from the success of the Worlds Collide tour that was seen to the premiere of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, which received wonderful reviews because of its music, its script, and its stars, including Freya Skye, 2026 is setting itself up to be just a fabulous year for Descendants of Zombies and perhaps the biggest of all time. I just read an interesting article of how Frozen 4 is expected to be Disney's final Frozen film. It really blows my mind how people love to say this is going to be the final this or that for Disney, as they've said for Descendants of Zombies for what feels like forever. Everything has a chance of lasting for forever, regardless if you believe in it or not. And I've always held on to the belief that Descendants of Zombies was the first franchise of many that actually has a chance of lasting for forever. What it comes down to is how much you yourself believe in it. And you've obviously felt very passionate about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars and all the music related to it, and even music outside of it, because the year prior to Freya Skye's EP being released, Kylie Control did the exact same thing with songs like Goodie Bag, Denim, See You Tonight, 99, which was one of my favorite songs that was never given enough credit. The thing is, these stars are trying to establish themselves in an industry that oftentimes is very difficult to establish a name for yourself within. I've seen the best of them come and go and really crash and burn under the unconsiderable pressure that they're always faced with. And your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, let's face the facts, they are under a considerable amount of pressure. So every single time that we push record for a YouTube video as YouTube reviewers, the least we can do is back you guys up and say something nice about your favorite stars. To give at least one person out there who may be watching this video tonight hope that there is indeed a future forthcoming for Descendants of Zombies. And I've never felt more honored to be a part of that future and to be considered a part of your niche, because you guys welcome me into this niche with open arms. You are very interested in what I had to say about Descendants of Zombies, and you have been with me ever since, because you could have chosen anybody else's YouTube videos about Descendants of Zombies over this crazy guy, but you've chosen me every single time. And I have felt more than honored to have been a part of these conversations and to share my story with thousands of people who have loved Freya Skye with all of their heart. And I would just like to take this opportunity on this very beautiful starry night out there tonight to say thank you to everybody for being with me from the very first video that was ever uploaded, because there are many more Freya Skye videos coming from this one where this one came from, because each and every one of you have held a special place in my heart for forever and always, and I will never live long enough to say thank you enough to everybody who has been with me from the very beginning, really from the start, because there are thousands of people who create videos about Descendants of Zombies that are uploaded to this platform every night, and as a YouTube creator, it is somewhat challenging to get hundreds of views on every video that you create, and you never really know if your video is going to find it out into the YouTube algorithm. But every second or third video at least that's uploaded here on this YouTube channel, some way or somehow, always finds its way out into the YouTube algorithm, and that truly blows my mind, because the love and support that you receive for every video that you ever upload about Descendants of Zombies, I can never seem to put into words. I can never seem to say how much I appreciate each and every one of you enough, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. This YouTube channel would have never existed if not for the fans of Descendants of Zombies and nearly 4,000 people having hit my subscribe button. Regardless of how you feel about Freya Skye, if you actually give her a chance, you will never regret having given Freya Skye a chance, because every music video she's ever released has made sense. Every song that she's ever put out there has been relatable to every fan of hers. And I think at such a young age, when she's writing such beautiful music, there is time in appreciating that, and I've loved appreciating that every single moment that I've ever sat behind this microphone or that I've ever pushed record. Because the thing that I know, and I always appreciate, is that somewhere out there in this really big universe tonight, there was always that one girl who loves Freya Skye with all of her heart, and she's always going to hit your subscribe button. She's always going to hit your like button, because she loves Freya Skye with all of her heart. She's bought the Freya Skye hoodies. She's bought the Freya Skye merch and everything related to her, and she supported her until death, until her dying day. And that's what's so remarkable about the Freya Skye fandom, is that you guys are incredibly supportive of who and what you love. You've always known who and what you love, and this is the reason why we're celebrating the release of her EP tonight, because you guys have never quit on her. You've always had this never say die, never quit on your attitude, we're never going away, and because you've always had this attitude possessed, that's why you guys have made Freya Skye into the superstar that she is, along with all your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, because there's always been something about these friendships that I can never seem to get enough of. And I can find time in appreciating, because we've all wanted a friend like we've seen with Descendants and Zombies cast members. I mean, we've always wanted friendships that could last for forever and always, and I think that we've seen it so much and so often in the Descendants and Zombies franchises that we couldn't help but feel inspired by them. And I think that as Freya Skye gets older, she's just going to continue to release more beautiful music that's going to be far more relatable to so many millions of people, because it's never been one age demographic, or at least that's the way I see it. There's never been one age demographic that's just, been solely attracted to Freya Skye. It's a variety of different age demographics that have been solely attracted to Freya Skye. As time goes on, more and more people are falling in love with her music. And I got to be honest with each and every one of you. I was 25 years old when I saw Zombies for the first time ever, and I was blown away by its script. I thought there was something special within it. I thought there was something special to talk about, and I just wanted to share in these conversations with thousands of people who felt the same way. Little did I know that my voice was going to go on to be heard by thousands of people who would love every video that I ever had the honor of uploading. I had the chance to celebrate every significant moment in the history of Descendants of Zombies since creating this YouTube channel. The premiere of The Rise of Red back in 2024, Zombies 4 by 2025, and the Worlds Collide Tour, which made it the greatest summer of my life just last year. And now this, Freya Skye's EP, which I will never be able to say enough nice things about up against all these critics, because the reality of my life is I'm always up against critics. But I never ever thought that I would receive so much love and support for every video that I would have the honor to go on to create, because there are thousands of people who always have something critical to say about Descendants and Zombies, and to be honest with each and every one of you, there's been no room in any conversations for critical reviews about your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. Why, you may ask? Because they still have a long way to go. And it's undeniable that Freya Skye still has a long way to go, but the thing that counts forever and always is that she has the love and support of her friends, especially her family, because her mom, Sarah, and Mike, they have been incredibly supportive of her from the very beginning. And as long as she continues to receive the love and support she's already gotten from her family and her friends, that's what counts in the end. And you guys are some of the greatest supporters of Freya Skye that I've ever seen in my life, because I've never seen a YouTube channel explode in such popularity, because it has everything to do with each and every one of you and how much you believed in your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars. This YouTube channel doesn't happen because a guy sits in his chair every day and talks about Descendants of Zombies with thousands of people that he's never even seen before in his life. This YouTube channel happens because you guys believe with all of your heart that Descendants of Zombies is real. And what you're seeing in front of you on the TV every night is real. I mean, there are people who watch these videos who've watched Descendants of Zombies 1,000 times, if never 1,000,000 times over. And I'm here to tell you guys there's nothing wrong with that, because I could do the exact same thing. I could sit down in front of my TV tonight with a bowl of popcorn and watch Zombies 1,000 times over, if not a million. Do the exact same thing for Descendants and look back at it and have no regrets, which is exactly what I've done. Because Descendants and Zombies allowed me the opportunity to create something special and to give back to a universe of fans that have forever and always been with me, and forever and always remain incredibly loyal to who and what they love, because I know within at least 48 hours to 72 hours there's going to be somebody here who will hit the subscribe button. This YouTube channel has almost seen over 3,500 subscribers, and with your guys' love and your help, this YouTube channel could see over 4,000 people by this time next summer when we're celebrating Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland. All you got to do is hit my subscribe button, and I can tell you from my heart to yours, if you are somebody who would hit my subscribe button, I would love you forever and always, man, because your love and support for Descendants and Zombies is the one thing that I can never seem to get enough of. And you could be the one that becomes the 3,500th subscriber or helps us get to 3,500 subscribers or beyond that, even 4,000. Because the thing is, everybody has a favorite character from Descendants and Zombies. Everybody has a reason why they believe in that character so much in their story. Because I've always believed that everybody does have a story, and it's about us, it's up to us how we leave that story behind. Because I've always had a fear of being forgotten about. But you know something? Because of every Freya Skye fan out there in this really big universe tonight, even with how big this universe seems to be on times, because of the Freya Skye fans, I will leave behind just what I wanted to leave behind, and that's a legacy that will never ever be forgotten. But it could have never happened without your guys' love and support. So from wherever you may be watching this video tonight, or from wherever you may be hearing my voice, I would just like to take this opportunity to say thank you to every Freya Skye fan who has been with me from the very beginning, because I know that I could have never done this without your guys' love and support and how much you believed in Descendants and Zombies. So Freya Skye's Stars Align Tour will kick off on Friday night, February 6th. It will kick off in Portland, Oregon, a place in the United States that I'm very familiar with because one of my very first radio gigs happened there. Years ago, I was a professional wrestling podcast host, and I wasn't really making a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people because I always had this passion for Disney. So as people were becoming, fans of pro wrestling through the years, and I helped them become fans of pro wrestling, I wanted to pursue my passion. So what I did was what I encourage you guys to always and forever do, is continue to follow your passion. And my passion led me to hosting a Disney podcast, and it eventually became themed around Descendants and Zombies, because Descendants and Zombies, if you were to ask the everyday Jonathan Clarke fan, is all I've ever wanted to talk about and all I've ever wanted to share in. And I never imagined that this YouTube channel will go on to become everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time, quite possibly, and become so revered. It has achieved so much severity, and it's never taken a degree in rocket science to figure out why this YouTube channel has gone on to become everybody's favorite. It's because of its relatable content, and one guy's ability to share with you his story about how he became a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and how he loved Kylie Control with all of his heart, and eventually would go on to love Freya Skye with all of his heart. Because if there's one guy who's forever and always going to say something nice about your favorite stars, well, then it's going to have to be Jonathan Clarke, because he knows how much they mean to each and every one of you. And that's why every single night there's always somebody out there, whoever they are, who always hits my subscribe button and who always and forever remains with me, because they love Descendants and Zombies so much. Guys, thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time, because honestly, I'm just going to be very frank with you. I don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you and how much you've loved Freya Skye. I got to be honest with you guys, her music truly does take my breath away and leaves me in a state of captivation. And I never seem to know what to say about Freya Skye's music, because the one thing I've often appreciated is how she's so young, but yet she's writing such beautiful music. And I think the quicker people realize how young she is, but yet how she's writing such beautiful music, the further we're going to go. We're really going to go the distance as Descendants and Zombies fans, because we believe in people like Freya Skye with all of our heart, and we're going to continue to believe in people like Freya Skye with all of our heart for many years to come. Because 20 years from now, I would like to believe that I'll still be sitting here, probably 60 years old, talking about Freya and Kylie all the time, and your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, because, I mean, what's really made sense to a whole lot of people has always been Descendants and Zombies, and people believe that it's either Descendants, Zombies, or die, so at least we must follow through with that and give people more of a reason to believe in it more than they ever have before. If you're somebody who hasn't stopped listening to Freya Skye's new EP, it is called Stardust, available now for order off FreyaSkye.com and download. then my heart is forever and always with you. Play one Freya Skye song from me tonight, why don't you? And send it out to me, dedicated to me, because I really do love her music just as much as each and every one of you, and I've often appreciated songs like Why'd You Have to Call, Silent Treatment, and many others, because Freya Skye's songs are 10s across the board. What more needs to be said about it? And tonight we honor the release of her first ever EP. There are going to be many more EPs and eventually albums to come for Freya Skye, and more live performances for her to have the opportunity to share in with each and every one of you, because she was a star in the making. She was a star that was meant to happen and shine brighter than ever before. So as we look out through each and every one of our windows tonight and see that very beautiful constellation somewhere up there in the sky, if you look closely enough, you'll see Freya Skye's star shining brighter than it's ever shined brighter before. And I've just wanted to love and support that with all of my heart, because I know how much she means to each and every one of you. I seriously do get you guys for being the fans of Freya Skye, and I understand how you feel about Freya Skye. So because she means so much to each and every one of you, the least I can do is give back to the Freya Skye universe and say something nice about her in my reviews, because at least when you don't have other reviewers on YouTube to count or depend on, at least you've always got this crazy guy who loves you guys so much, man, with all of his heart. Thank you so much for loving this Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel, this really crazy creation as much as what you have. And thank you so much for always and forever liking the videos and subscribing as much as what you have, because your kindness in this world goes further than many of you perhaps ever realize, because what you've created here is something really special for every Freya Skye fan who may exist out there in this really big universe sometimes, and every fan of Descendants of Zombies who has ever supported these crazy franchises on this incredible, unforgettable journey that we've been on forever and always. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Keep rocking out to Freya Skye, because she still has a long way to go, and every bit of love and support we can throw her way truly counts in the end. Thank you so much for loving this YouTube channel as much as what you have and making it your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I, of course, am your host, Jonathan Clarke, and we will pick up this conversation right where we left it off, bright and early tomorrow morning between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m., a conversation that I can't wait to have with thousands of people, possibly even millions of Freya Skye and Descendants of Zombies fans. Thank you guys so much for loving Freya Skye with all of your heart, and thank you so very much for watching this video.